All right, everyone, we're going to get ready to get the meeting going, and the president has already spoken, and we're all right, see? And Mr. Block said $5.
Good afternoon, everyone. I call to order the regular board meeting, September the 10th at 4:45 p.m. Roll call. Mr. Mark Anderson?
Here.
Mr. Harry Block?
Here.
Mr. Bruce Mandrick?
Here.
Mr. Jack Turner?
Absent.
Absent. And Lily Campbell. 4 board members present, so we have a quorum. Thank you. Welcome, everyone. It's so good to see you again this month of September. And those who are with us virtually, thank you. Thank you so very much for being here. We have had an exciting day, and I'm going to say this before the superintendent does, because he always steals my thunder. It was a marvelous morning today with the ribbon cutting of the new COA edition. So thank all of you who were there, and thanks to those of you who worked very diligently to make sure this happens. So thank you. It has been a great day, and now we are ready to continue with our meeting and all of the happenings of Gateway Community Charter Schools. Thank you. And now we will have, do we have public comments?
We have no public comments.
No public comments. And so with that, we shall move into the superintendent's update. And I'm so glad I had the first chance to say thank you and how well today went. Thank all of you.
Well, thank you, Madam President. I actually feel like I don't have much to say now about the ribbon cutting. So first of all, welcome to everyone to our board meeting tonight. I do want to start off by talking about the Dudley C ribbon cutting and thank the board for being out. Oh, you already see our pictures there. Oh my, yeah, there with the eagle. So really had a great opportunity. This morning we celebrated the ribbon cutting ceremony for Dudley C. Which was really a milestone event for COA as well as GCC. It was wonderful to see everyone come together. I want to thank the North Sac Chamber of Commerce for giving us their big scissors, as well as our Slavic Chamber of Commerce for giving us gold scissors. So again, it was really nice to have really our community come out together and be with us. I want to highlight a few things. One is a student spotlight. I'm personally excited to share a fantastic initiative that is being led by students from Higher Learning Academy as well as Futures High School, who have really come together to establish a Brown Issues chapter at Rancho Del Paso. And so for those who are kind of unfamiliar about Brown Issues is a youth-led organization dedicated to empowering Latinx students by engaging them in social justice, civic leadership, and community advocacy. The chapter's primary goals are to give back to the community, collaborate with other chapters across California, and participate in impactful projects such as policy-making training boot camp at the state capitol. And their first project will involve assembling care packages for distribution in December, and they are currently researching local charities to support. So really want to celebrate our students. You talk about a portrait of a GCC graduate and all of those things on the right-hand side of being a global citizen, a productive citizen, and a reflective citizen. And this is one of those areas where our students are stepping up and stepping into that. I want to affirm the leadership of both of our principals over there at Rancho Del Paso, Danny and Vicente, for allowing their students that space to really stretch themselves and grow. So gentlemen, be very proud. Congratulations on that. On August 21st, following our board retreat, we did conduct a budget strategy meeting, very productive with our cabinet team, where we really discussed all of our financial and fiscal priorities and strategies for the upcoming year, and we look forward to continuing to share more information. We shared some information with our principals at their September principals meeting, and so we will keep the board updated as we continue our work in that area. I had the pleasure of visiting a few of our school sites, Sava El Grove, Sava Sim, and Rancho Del Paso, as well as CCCS TK8. You may see, I think, I had the opportunity to attend with Mr. Block, the CCCS TK8 back to school night, and Mr. Block and I was given a stamp. So all the kids had to come see us, and they had to let us know what and I'm going to try to remember it because I'm going to mess it up. I don't want to say risk. It was rise, which is, as Phoenixes, we rise, which is responsible, respectful, inclusive, safe, and excellence. Yeah, so the students had to come and share that with Mr. Block and I, and then we were able to stamp their little passport. And it was a great way to kick off the school year as well as engage with our students as our Phoenixes rise. To let the board know, we do have a few upcoming events and activities. We have our, at least the GCC Foundation's 11th annual golf tournament. Will be on September the 8th at Teal Bend, starting at 7:15 in the morning.
Did you say the 8th, the date?
I'm sorry, what is that?
You said September 8th, it's October 4th.
October 4th. I'll say that 4 times to make sure that it's correct. October 4th. October 4th.
Yes.
October 4th. All right. So, so our golf tournament will be October the 4th at Teal Bend. We also have on Monday, October the 9th, GCC Con. And you'll hear a little bit more about that. And this is our professional learning department will host from 8 a.m. to 12:30 at the Rancho Del Paso. October 7th.
How'd you get your date?
I got all my dates wrong today.
You did.
All right, so October 4th for the golf tournament, October 7th for GCC Con, and we'll get the dates correctly, but we'll make sure that the board has those in their calendar.
Already have it.
Perfect. And so those are the upcoming events that we have. Other than that, just want to close out how I started, which is really great day today with our ribbon cutting. Very proud of the work that our comms team, our communications team, as well as our community engagement and our superintendent's office, as well as our assistant superintendent, Mr. Coy, did to really do a lot of work to make today possible. So thank you to all of you. And that is my report.
Thank you, Mr. Superintendent. Board members, any comments, any questions, anything that you want to say about today?
It's a great time.
Great time. Fantastic. Okay, with that, we are moving on to our study session. And the first one is Professional Learning Department Update. And it's Dr. Gold.
Okay, good evening. How's everyone? Good. Well, good evening, President Campbell, Board Director, Superintendent Samble, and Cabinet members. I am honored to share the progress and vision today. Give me 1 second. My clicker's not working. It's on. I'm going to turn it off and turn it back on real quick. No. Okay, I'll just do my head nod for you, so that works. I'm honored tonight to share the vision of our professional learning department and the progress that we have made so far. As a catalyst for positive change, we're driving continuous improvement and innovation across the GCC. Our goal is building a learning organization that thrives on growth, adaptability, and the collective pursuit of excellence. Today, I look forward to showcasing how we are shaping this vision into reality in the exciting future ahead for us. First, I'd like to introduce our small but mighty team, whose efforts have been instrumental in what you'll hear today. They truly are the dream team, and they have been key in driving our progress forwards. First, I would like to introduce Mr. Adrian Peer. Go ahead and stand, Adrian. You can give him a hand. Adrian is our professional learning coach, and he brings K-8 experience and was a previous teacher and instructional coach at GIS. His primary focus for us is math, science, MTSS, and is my AI partner in crime. I believe we introduced him to you in our study session for AI. Next, I would like to introduce the amazing Kimberly Hefferon. Kimberly. Kimberly has both traditional and charter experience, primarily with grades 6th through 12th grade, and she was both a teacher and an instructional coach. She is our ELA, ELD, and MTSS expert. Lastly, we would like to welcome Nicole Duran. She is not with us today. She just started yesterday, and she comes to us from another charter organization, John Adams, where she was most recently the academic dean there. She will help to support our expanded learning programs as well as our professional learning, and I am very confident that she is going to help us to continue to elevate our programs in our organization. Now that you met our incredible team behind our efforts, I'd like to share our mission and vision that really guides our work and drives our impact. These principles shape everything we do as we strive to lead transformative learning and empower leadership across our organization. First is our vision, and our slogan is transformative learning, empowered leadership. And we inspire to be at the forefront of educational innovation, redesigning the learning experience for students by fostering a community where students thrive, leaders inspire, and the impact echoes through generations. Our mission, our slogan is to innovate, elevate, and educate. And our mission is really cultivated within the professional learning department to align seamlessly with our overarching mission of the GCC, which our North Star and our core is our portrait of a graduate. We are dedicated to empowering educators and leaders by elevating expectations, ensuring unwavering commitment to student success, and we do this through research-based practices, differentiated instruction, and collaborative ethos. We strive to foster a culture of continuous learning, innovation, and excellence, and these really are at the center that really help to drive all of the decisions that we make. Our mission and vision were thoughtfully developed in the response to our organization needs. Last year, we completed a comprehensive assessment, which included a SWOT analysis, involved our stakeholders and surveys, which really helped to provide valuable insight into our strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and challenges that we would face as we began to develop this new department. Building on these findings, we developed a strategic plan that was centered on Gateway's 6 key priorities of learning, leadership, opportunities, well-being, equity, and engagement. So for our first one, learning, the reason why we are here, our objective as a department is to cultivate a learning-focused organization. And some of our goals to do that is to really emphasize developing our instructional capacity among our leaders and teachers, making sure we're differentiating instruction to address all of our diverse needs of students that we serve, particularly for our English learners, our students with special needs, and those who come from low socioeconomic homes. And of course, we can't do this without building our site leaders and staff capacity in research-based practices. We then looked over at leadership, where everyone is a leader every day, and developed our objective to make sure to have continuous refinement and expansion on leadership skills. Some of our goals in this area is to ensure that we're acting with integrity and constantly and continuously seeking feedback for improvement, as well as developing an exemplary professional learning and growth department, which I hope you guys see today. In our next area of opportunity, regardless of what school students attend, our objective is to build our internal capacity to lead organizational priorities. Some of our goals in this area is to develop collaboratives for instructional strategies, social emotional learning, and behavioral practices, to make sure that we are offering and increasing our advanced course offerings and innovative course offerings, as well as developing, implementing, and elevating our interventions so we have proactive rather than just reactive solutions for our students. Then looking over at well-being for our staff and our students, our objective as a department is to focus and foster on an organization culture that prioritizes safety and well-being. And our goal is to really do this by supporting telemanagement through professional learning communities and increasing and implementing research-based support for social emotional learning and behavior. When we now turn into equity, ensuring we have equitable practices, our objective here is really to establish an organization-wide culture of high expectations and deep learning. Some of our goals here are to focus on implementing key systems and processes to ensure organization-wide efficiencies, really humanizing the data and knowing what students are behind the numbers, and we do this through developing collaborative conferences and providing wraparound services for our students, and then of course providing equitable opportunities regardless of the resources or population served. So no matter what school our students attend, we want to make sure that they have access to the best resources possible. Now looking at engagement with our community, parents, and partners, our objective here is to collaboratively deliver support and services to enhance our outcomes. One of the ways that we want to do this is by implementing parent education as well as partnering with adult education. We're also looking at how we can increase our family volunteers on campus through various different programs. In summary, the part of our strategic plan really focuses, if you can see, on creating a dynamic learning environment that fosters leadership at all levels, capitalizes on our opportunities, prioritizes the well-being of our students and staff, promotes equity, enhances engagement with our community and our educational partners. And this comprehensive approach positions our professional learning department as a catalyst for positive organization transformation. So looking at some of our opportunities that were identified, it include really empowering and leveraging our instructional coaches. We are a very great, fortunate organization to dedicate and provide our schools with instructional support. It is also about promoting instructional collaboration across our sites so that we begin to do some vertical articulation across sites and sharing the best practices, as well as offering diverse professional learning for all staff members. So that is not just for certificated staff, but also for our classified staff. Additional opportunities include growing our internal leadership pipeline, expanding learning opportunities in areas such as AI and STEM, fostering unity organization-wide through organizational events, enhancing our onboarding for new staff, which this year was very successful. We had over 60 new staff on our new hire onboarding at the beginning of the year, and developing a centralized website for our professional learning resources, among much more. Those were just some of them. Now, in reflecting on last year and our impact, which may I say that was our very first year, was just last year as a department and as a team, our team planned and provided and organized over 60 professional developments on topics such as building thinking classrooms, behavior management, language acquisition, and SIPs, to just name a few. Notably, I want to point out that many of these PDs were multiple days, but that was not included in that number. Those were standalone professional developments. We also had more than 100 consulting, coaching, and planning sessions across our sites. And we also organized 3 GCC events. We hosted GCC Con, which served over 800 staff with over 45 sessions. We hosted our inaugural GCC Innovators Fair, which attracted nearly 1,000 attendees. And we also elevated our annual art contest by incorporating multiple mediums. In addition, our team has earned 6 training certifications just last year. We have certifications in GLAD, which is for our EL students, LETTERS, which is the brain science of reading, AI, student-centered coaching, building thinking classrooms, and instructional rounds, which have all significantly strengthened our internal capacity to support our schools. This investment enables us to provide ongoing support to staff at little to no additional cost for future sessions, resulting in substantial savings for our organization. For instance, by training our own GLAD trainers, which are Kimberly and Adrian, we save $32,000 for every 20 teachers, which I'm very excited to announce that just last year, as they were going through certification, we did train 20 teachers, so that is already a savings of $32,000. With the letters training, we save approximately $20,000 for 20 teachers. And those are just for those 2 certification trainer of trainers that we have gone through. So if you can see, not only in building our internal capacity can we provide better ongoing support for our school campuses, but those funds can then be reallocated to make a greater impact on our students. Now looking at this year, so what we have in plan of this year, that was just last year, y'all. This year, that's my country coming out. This year, we are proactively expanding our professional learning offerings while building a strong departmental brand. We are creating an interactive professional learning course catalog for staff. We have developed a dedicated email address for support and are launching our new website to further enhance accessibility and engagement of our resources. And one of these branded items is our professional learning logo, which I gave you stickers earlier. We call these PD party favors. So enjoy your PD party favor. Some of our next steps looking into 24-25 for our department goals are focusing on expanding our after-school elective professional learning opportunities. And by doing this, we will leverage our AI leads, our instructional coach, and our teacher experts. Additionally, we are looking at partnerships with Twin Rivers to develop instructional videos to support our curriculum, especially for new teachers, substitutes, or those teachers who are needing a little extra support. We are also working on cross-site collaboration, which is already underway. We will have our first math vertical articulation between Futures High School, COA Middle School, and CCCS TK8 math teachers this Friday. We are also launching our website, as I said, where we'll provide additional resource and eventually our instructional videos. So before I conclude, I want to take one last moment again to affirm Adrian and Kimberly for their hard work, dedication, and passion in supporting our sites and impacting students. Their immense knowledge and expertise are invaluable to GCC, and we are very incredibly fortunate to have them as part of our team. I'm also excited again to have Nicole Duran join our team to help us continue to elevate the program offerings mentioned today. Of course, none of this, though, would be possible without the incredible contributions from all of our support staff and the collaboration across all of our departments. Together, I truly believe we are driving meaningful change. And finally, thank you, board members and Mr. Sample, for your support in building this department. I am confident that our team will have a significant impact on our organization and, most importantly, the success of our students. At this time, I'll now entertain any of your questions.
I just had a comment about the parents. Years ago, we had what we call a parent patrol on campus. And they would patrol the campus, they would be there, walk, and they did everything. And they went under what they had to do. They had to go get background checks and everything first. So I figure that's a great thing. And
Yes, sir.
They was watching their kids, too.
Yeah, they have a great program now also called Watchdogs, and it's getting dads, grandparents, uncles on campuses for role models for students. So those are some of the programs we are looking at.
Thank you. Okay, Bruce?
You know, we as a board have been talking a lot about internal, using our own people to do training, and this is really a nice step forward. I think we're heading in the right direction.
Thank you.
Yes.
I'm agreeing. This is very comprehensive, very well thought out. One question I have for you, Heather. Are you also trying to publish, you have parent education as well. I always harp on the parent education part. But, you know, you've got this professional learning for staff. Are you also developing something like something that parents could see, different workshops that are going to be offered during the course of the year as well?
Yes, yeah, we're looking at creating also videos or micro-learnings, something
Okay.
that we can get in their hands at a minimal amount of time that gives them learning that they need, that is accessible. And so we are definitely brainstorming some great ways so that it's not something where they necessarily always have to come to site, because we know sometimes that can be a barrier.
Yeah, they've got other sources that they can access on their own time.
Absolutely.
This is excellent.
Thank you.
Yes, Dr. Gold, I think you finally, we have talked about this for some time. We have such talent here at Gateway, and we have said we can utilize our own talent. And that's what is happening. It is finally taking shape with what we envision as training our own people within our own site. So thank you so very much for your hard work and your committee. We really appreciate you guys, and we know that we're going to see some really, really great things. One question. Are you doing anything with handwriting, cursive writing? I
So
didn't
we-
see that mentioned, but that is now the new thing?
Yeah,
So
so-
where are we with that?
So interesting, handwriting actually was one of the added Common Core, cursive was standard. They
cursive.
did now make it so where teachers can't opt out, but it was always a standard. So we do have a curriculum that we just recently introduced, which is called Handwriting Without Tears. So that is some of the
That's
training
cute.
coming up that we will be introducing.
Yeah, thank you, thank you. Thank all of you. Any other questions, anything else? We really appreciate the time and the energy that you're putting forth into this and developing our own people right here in Gateway.
Thank you.
So, Madam President, I also want to just want to affirm Dr. Gold for her leadership of this kind of department as well as her team, and really looking forward to this kind of continue to grow. And so we thought tonight was important to kind of bring this information to you and keep you updated. And Dr. Gold will be back at another point this school year just to let you know where things are going. So,
We shall
thank you.
continue to see. Thank you.
Good job.
Okay, we're now at item 5, Review Information Board Policy, SP 6163-9, Students A1 Use Policy. AI, I'm sorry,
Yes.
AI, Artificial Intelligence. Is that, who's that?
So, Madam President, I'll kick off with it. So
Okay.
tonight, we are bringing to the board for your first initial kind of review of a student board policy or student policy for AI use policy. I will tell you, we are, what's the term that you would say, Dr. Trailblazers. We're trailblazers.
yeah.
In that our attorneys have scoured the world to see who else has such a policy at this level. And so really proud of the work that Dr. Gold and our legal team have done to kind of craft this policy. Tonight, this is only a review and informational item for the board, for you to have the time to look at this and review, since it is such a new policy, and to please provide any comments that you may have to staff between now, and then it will come back to our October meeting for adoption. So if you have questions or concerns or additions, please feel free to reach out to myself or Dr. Gold, and we'll be more than happy to walk you through that.
Yeah, I read through the policy as we got it, and we have. Board members, do you have any comments, any questions about the policy as it is written at this point? Seeing none? Okay. I beg your pardon?
Not tonight, I have something
You'll
later.
have some later.
I really think it's comprehensive, but is it appropriate to ask one question?
Please.
Yeah.
How are we going to monitor plagiarism? Because I know that is part of one of the student, they have to agree to that. So just curious about how we're going to do that.
Dr. Gold?
That is a great question. I think it's the million-dollar question right now for everyone. In fact, I was just at Sac State yesterday with their National Institute for Artificial Intelligence, and our topic was on that very conversation, which is plagiarism. And so unfortunately, right now, there is not an AI detection tool that is perfect. And so right now, we're really talking about how do we build academic integrity? How do we have conversations with our students? You know, when we are detecting it, making sure to keep that student-teacher relationship intact, because it can be very harmful to go accusing students. So also really looking at our pedagogy and looking at what are the objectives and the tasks that we're asking students to do, and how might we need to change some of the output that we're asking students so they aren't things that they can just easily plagiarize or write. And so right now, it really is a collective where we're all in this together to try to work through what is the answer to plagiarism. I will be working, doing a 2-day workshop at SCOE with regional admin leaders, and that will be one of our discussions of how do we work collectively together right now for especially plagiarism. So we don't have a cut and dry answer, more that we're really working through what are some best practices and maybe pedagogy things that we may need to change. Yeah.
And not only that, but the training is going to be very important for staff members, for the teachers and those who will be working with students, and that is another one of the concerns. You know, how do we train them? How do we get them to understand what AI really is and how to perfect it in the classrooms?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
And in fact, we
And-
actually just this Friday had our AI Mavericks leadership where we had a trainer of a trainers. Well, we ourselves made the entire training with presenter notes and then walked through every step of that. And so our AI leads will be delivering that PD first to teachers. So right
Good.
now, we're saying no student use.
Yeah.
So last year, remember, was building our internal capacity. We're really focusing on this year building our teachers' understanding of AI, their AI literacy. And so that training is starting before GCC Con.
Yeah.
Our teachers will be trained on AI 101. We'll be involving our site council as well as doing AI 201 training for our staff.
Great. Parents need to, that's great, site councils.
And that will be at the October 7th GCC
Yeah.
Con.
In addition, yes,
October 7th, that is correct, GCC. Yes, yes,
that is the date.
yes. Any other comments?
So again, board, if you have comments, please feel free to get those to staff, and we will incorporate those for our October meeting.
Okay, thank you. And now we are down to consent agenda items. And for the purpose of our guests, I will read them. Adoption of the GCC Board meeting minutes, 8/20/24. Personnel consent agenda. Purchases over $30,000. Job description update revision. And board policy revision. And CCCS High School overnight field trip, Camp Ross Relish, 10/18 to 10/11/24. So those are the consent agenda items. And at this point, I will entertain a motion. So move,
Second.
did you get Mr. Block moved?
So moved.
And
Second.
second. All right, any discussion on any of the items listed for consent agenda? Any discussion? Hearing no questions or comments, roll call. Mark Anderson,
Yes.
Harry Block,
Yes.
Bruce Mandrake,
Yes.
Lily Campbell, yes. So unanimously, the consent agenda items have been approved. Thank you very much. And now we are, okay. Central Administration, approval of Community Outreach Academy Charter Renewal Submission to Twin Rivers Unified School District. Are you going to take all three?
I'll take all
straight
three if you
through?
don't
Yeah,
mind.
if you don't mind, that would be great.
And the board's motion could be to approve, at the board's desire, if you so choose, you can move to approve item 10, 1, 2, and 3.
Yes,
In a
yes.
single vote, should you so choose.
So let me continue to read which ones we're looking at under Central Administration. We did approval of Community Outreach Academy Charter, approval of Community Collaborative Charter School renewal submission to Twin Rivers, and approval of Sacramento Academic and Vocational Academy Charter Renewal Submission to Twin Rivers. So those are the three that we will be looking at, the three that we have gotten in our packet. So we are ready for you now.
Excellent.
sir.
Thank you, Madam President, and welcome board. It's great to see you again after the amazing event this morning. This is the remaining 3 Twin Rivers charters that we're bringing to the board for approval. The plan, working with Twin Rivers, is that we would submit these on September 18th. So as a reminder, the public hearing for Futures and HLA is September 17th, next Tuesday night. We want to make sure y'all are, hopefully can make it and come support the schools if you can. And then the next morning, we will be turning around and bringing 3 more binders, if the board approves these charters, to them for the next 3 charters. The hearing for these schools will take place on November 5th, will be when their public hearing takes place. So what you've been brought today is 3 charter petitions. We've sent them to legal. We've worked with the site leaders. We've worked with cabinet. We have one more round to go with legal after tonight. We want to take it back one more time to make sure legal caught any edits that we would have before we submit them to Twin Rivers. So my recommendation for this evening is that the board approve these 3 charter schools with any changes as directed as part of the final legal review to Twin Rivers Unified. So I'm available to answer any questions about the 3 petitions or the process, if you have any.
Yeah, board members, you got them, and they quite comprehensive, all 3. Many of the items are the same, in terms of the information.
Yep.
But when we get into the ratings of the school, the testing and all of that, that's where we find the differences. So do you have any questions, Mr. Taylor, at all that you want to have answered after you've had a chance to look at them? Anything? Well, I guess you're ready to go.
Yep, ready for a vote.
Ready for a vote,
Yep.
yes, we are ready for a vote. So please, board members, would you get your mics on and let's get ready for a vote? Yes.
I'll make a motion to approve the 3 submissions, 10.1, .2, and .3.
Okay, we have a motion.
And I'll second it.
We have a second. All right, now we're open for discussion. Any discussions, any comments, anything you would like to ask Mr. Taylor at this point? It's very, I have to admire, it's very comprehensive.
Thank you.
Very comprehensive and very thorough. So
Yes.
I
Shout
can't
out.
see that, as I read through them, like I say, you read the first part and it's kind of the same, but then you go into the separate items for the school. So I didn't see anything, but I'm not legal either, so.
Well, it's a
okay.
team effort. Principals spent a ton of time going through
Yeah.
the data, the program, and then
Exactly.
Miss Lydia, who works in the superintendent's office, make sure
Yeah.
we dot all the i's and cross all the t's and
Right.
have all the attachments. So it'll be a great product.
It should
Thank
be a
you.
great, I can't see, and I think the schools have done very well.
They have.
So-
Yes.
So hopefully.
I just have one question.
Yeah.
Matt, do we talk to our representative at Twin Rivers? Do they get we have some dialogue with them prior to this going to the board for
Yeah.
approval?
Yeah, so
Okay.
the process is kind of interesting. It's changed since AB 1505 got passed in 2019 when all the new rules came in with charter schools. So this is kind of these 5 are the first round for Twin Rivers and for us.
Yeah.
There's actually a multi-stage process that we send the charters to them, they review, and then they give us their findings 15 days before their final vote. So their final vote on Futures and HLA will be on November 5th. And then their final vote on these charters will be in January, and they'll give us their written response 15 days before that. So we have an opportunity to prepare our own response to that in advance. So there's a back and forth before then that we'll be able to get going on that.
But as far as preliminary, before the actual first presentation, does our partner from Twin Rivers have input into this, or do you have a review with them?
Yeah, we talked with them. We've talked to them numerous times to kind of go through, here's the cycle, here's the schedule, here's what we're going to be talking about, here's the data, to kind of have a collaborative partnership. I mean, it truly is a collaboration with
Okay.
the district on, I mean, even the timelines was down to what day do you want us to submit them? We're partners in this work with you. You know, legally, we could just drop the petition on any day we want, but we're partners. Let's figure out how to make this work for all of our calendars. And so that's how these dates were arrived on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, we do have a motion on the floor in a second, so I will, if we're finished with the discussion, I will do roll call. Mr. Mark Anderson?
Yes.
Ms. Terry Block?
Yes.
Bruce Mandrick?
Yes.
Lily Campbell, yes. So it has been approved unanimously. Thank you very much. Thank you for your hard workers, I tell you. Just reading through it, I'm glad I'm not doing it. And whenever you need us to be there with you, please let us know, and we will be there full force. So thank you. All right. With that, we are now moving to closed session. Closed sessions, item 13, conference regarding real estate negotiations pursuing to Government Code 54956.8. And after we come back, we will come back to discuss whatever was decided. So thank you. We now take a break for closed session. If you please. Thank you. Board comments.
Well,
Now, you better have some. Oh, I'm sorry.
I just said I went out with Virtues Academy to the library. They went out there, and it was a great out on Marconi, near Ward. It was a great time out there with them. And those kids are really learning, and that's what I saw. I said, those kids got up there, and they was talking. I said, oh, okay. I just sit back and relax and watch them. So, you know, it was a great time out there. That's all. That's all I have.
Any more board comments before we leave? We shall return after we finish with closed session. Thank you. We are back from closed session. There was no action taken, just information. So we are back and ready to close out our meeting for today. And thank all of you for staying around. We appreciate it. So, next item is announcement of our next board meeting.
Yes, ma'am. We're going to have 2 board meetings coming up. We have a special GCC board meeting on September 16th at 3 o'clock, and then our regular board meeting October 15th at 4:45.
So, special board meeting,
September 16th,
September the 16th,
3 p.m.
3 p.m. And then our regular board meeting,
October 15th.
October the 15th. Thank you.
I got those dates right and times right.
You got those right?
I got those right this time.
All right, congratulations.
I'm working on my dates.
All right. Closing comments. Any closing comments, anyone? Productive day. It was a very productive day. Again, thanks to all of you who worked so diligently to make this day happen, both this morning and tonight with our board meeting. Anything else, board members, for the good of the organization? Nothing? All right. Again, thank you, Miss Melissa, for all of your hard work and all of the, and, want to vote? Oh, I'm getting ready. Okay. And now I will entertain a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
So moved. May I have a second? Moved and second.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. The ayes have it. Meeting is adjourned. Thank you, thank you, thank you.